What's going on, team? I'm Tim Jenkins, and welcome to All Things QB, where I watch every single clip and break down the most important ones today. We've got Caleb Williams, preseason week 3 against the Chiefs. Do me a quick favor. Please like this video, comment FTA for the algorithm, and then please subscribe to this channel if at any point during this video you've enjoyed the breakdown so much that you feel like I deserve it. So without further ado, let's jump into the film. All right, team. We are jumping into this thing. I've got clip number 1, which I think all of you expected it to be, which is the fumble. This, to me, if I'm being honest, I think is just a late. I'm assuming that this is supposed to go to 14. So let me start by saying the assumption is we're jet sweep. We're just trying to beat the edge here. That's my assumption. There's a world in which we're faking the jet sweep. We're running dive behind it. I don't think that's what's going on. So I want to make sure that I'm clear when I say my assumption is we're running jet sweep. We're late on the snap to where we're just behind him. Ball's on the ground. Caleb recovers it. Of all the times that you fumble, this is the least concerning, I guess you could say. Like the least I'm worried about. Like you just got to time it up better, right? Get used to that game speed. Turbo, set up. Motion, turbo, set up. Yeah, we're just short. So, just got to simply clean that up. That's all that one is. This one, we've got a little Y dog highway, or really Y dig highway. And this one, I'm not going to lie, I think we've got it. Okay, so let's talk through just the concept in general. The concept in general, you've got the dig route here from our Y. That's why we call it Y dig. This comes with the under route. We always did it as, hey, if it's cover 55 or 2-man, which this isn't, we would check this to a dog route, which is that deep out, right? Because inside leverage man, you want an out-breaking route. Honestly, nothing you guys really need to concern yourselves with. We have this seam here with this Harvey outside. So I want to talk through the way that I've always read this play is a 2-shell, 3-shell look. So this being the 2-shell side, meaning split safeties, right? Which is what we have pre-snap. You'd read this side and you'd go this to the under, okay? Deep out to the under or dig to the under, right? Some teams read it here to here. Again, I wouldn't say that's as important as this was the 2-shell side. And then we always worked the seam outside to the Harvey against 3-shell. I want to tell you guys, I think they're rolling this to 3-shell, which means to me, I do think Caleb should have been working here to here and probably gotten to his back. Okay? That's what I would tell you my thoughts are. With that being said, if they're just reading it as, hey, this is more of a running for the love of the game side, which I've seen before as well, what you really got to be thinking is, man, what gets us off this under route, right? What gets us off that under? Because to me, that under is cash money right now. So that's I don't want to say bigger concern for me, but first and foremost, to me, it's kind of like, hey, I don't think we're on the right side to a degree. I think that's the 3-shell side is more that highway. But even if we're just saying, hey, the highway is really for the love of the game, we want to work this Y dig, right? Dig dog, whatever you want to call it. I'm like wondering, man, what takes him off that under route? Under route's there, man. It's there, and it's an early down and distance, which makes me think let's just take that thing, okay? Now we've got a 3rd and long. We've got dagger with a little curl backside. I mean, heck of a throw. Concept to get open, right? We've got the big seam with the dig behind it. We're using commit to try to catch the underneath. You could tell we want to hit this, but we've got the spray release curl as well. He ends up working here. See his eyes down the middle. Look at it from the tight to kind of get an angle on what he was looking at. That's what I always like about the tight is you get a little better perspective of the quarterback's eyes. So you can tell he's working that dagger side. You can see his eyes out to that side. You can tell he's working the dagger, gets over to the curl, sees that, oh, shoot, man, DJ Moore won on this curl. 3rd and 16, we get 14, right? I think it's easy to say run it past the sticks. If we take it back to the wide, it's easy to say, hey, get back to the sticks. But shoot, man, talking about a 5, 10, 15, dang near 20-yard curl route. It's like if he takes it past the sticks, it's probably not even open. I just think 3rd and 16, there's just not a lot of concepts for it. Not a lot of concepts for it. It is what it is, big completion, but nothing too crazy. Here we got a little action. You can tell what they're trying to work. They're trying to work that cross concept. So they've got action here, right? Boom. They're trying to use DJ Moore on this deep over. They're going to work the in behind it. They've got the action here to the flat. You're thinking 1 to 2 to 3. What happens, though, is DJ Moore gets contacted, right? So he gets hung up, and then they drop right into the window. Caleb sees a bunch of, what we would call sink in the coverage, meaning, hey, we got a bunch of guys bailing out of here. He's also got a free runner for what it's worth. You got a free runner running at you. Gets to his check down, gets it out there. It's hard to beat up positive plays, man. That's a hard thing to do, beat up positive plays. Hey, I got a free runner. I get to my check down. Our offense is moving forward. To me, that's positive. Look at it here. Action. Wondering how we... Oh, man. I just that's one of those where it's 58. I'm looking at him, and it just... That doesn't make sense to me for him to run. This doesn't make sense to me. I'm not going to act like I'm an O-line guru. I could tell you, though, is generally we don't want to just engage and let him go, regardless of if we're selling run action. It's a nice little hurdle. Watch Caleb's feet here. Let's see if they're clean. Hitch, get to your flat. Yeah. Probably, honestly, more the fact that he had the free runner than the fact that he felt sink is why he gets to the back so early, which you got to love, man. That's progress to me. From last season. Taking a sack here. This one's tough. Concept-wise, it's like a spot, sort of levels concept. You've got this spot here with the swing. You got this dig. These guys kind of settle, but then end up working in, which I'm wondering how that's coached, if I'm being honest with you. I'd love to dive into the playbook. Looks like a sit and kind of, almost a sit. If the ball's on, you take it. If not, we're going to go ahead and work inside. I mean, if, you want me to nitpick, I think your spot route's bodied up. We probably got to take that, but Caleb moves off the spot in the swing pretty early. Then he gets to commit, and it's that's a window that he probably could hit. Then he's trying to get into 14. It's there's options, That's what's hard. Listen, I'm sitting in this chair. He's the one who's getting, potentially killed by somebody coming off the edge. So, of course, it's always easier for me to say, hey, take it to this guy. But I think we just get off some of these. We're a click early with our feet where it's I think he's off the spot when it's now he could probably body him up. It's he's off the basic when You know, now I think he's breaking free. It's like we're just almost like a click ahead of everything. And then we, take the sack. Here I want to say, yeah, it's another 3rd and long, so we're just going to do a little runoff, tight end clear. Thinking 3rd down. They're thinking just clear this thing out. We're going to run our tight end on the shallow. They're hoping they get a mismatch with the tight end and they can win. He can win on that. I'm like, listen, hey, that guy makes a good tackle. Runs out, chases a guy all the way across the field, makes a tackle. You think about the concept. They got what they wanted. They wanted man coverage. They got to the shallow, and then, you could say the defense got what they wanted too, which is a tackle in open space, right? Wonder if Ben would go for that in during the regular season. That's something we're gonna have to look for. What are our 4th down calls? Here we go. Just got ourselves like a little smoke screen. Just pull up, rip it out there. Nothing complicated, just a little now screen, get the tackle out there. I like stuff like that, man. Get the ball to your quarterback's hand, get the offense moving forward. Doesn't always have to be complicated, right? Doesn't always have to be some crazy complicated thing. Sometimes we could just play catch. This we just got ourselves a little sit route. This that same kind of sit and then take the middle. It's kind of cool. I haven't really seen that if I'm being honest. I haven't really seen a lot of this. You see 14, watch, he's going to take it. He's going to sit, and then boom, he's going to kind of take the middle after. Watch him. Work in, sit, boom, take the middle. I like that. Caleb playing on time. That's one of those, hey, you go from 2nd and 8 to now 1st and 10, right? 2nd and 8 to 1st and 10. That's what you're thinking. 1st down, 2nd down, 1st down. That's how you love to see the offense operate. Look at this protection, though. Good job up front from the boys. Kind of getting bold on the outside. Caleb not flustered, though. Feet look decent. That's pretty darn good. That's pretty darn good football. All right, team, real quick, it is halftime. We are 8 clips in. We've got 8 more clips to go. But if you're enjoying this breakdown, please consider jumping over to Patreon to support the growth of All Things QB. Every subscription over there helps fuel the growth for this thing to keep this thing going with these film breakdowns that I hope you guys are enjoying. If you can't do that, please comment for the algorithm, like this video, and subscribe to the channel. Let's jump back into the film. This one's a great little clip. We got ourselves a little can. You see him touching his head. Can. So we can it to the screen. Guessing this is a little 2-shell can, right? Hey, maybe they had a run play. Or maybe they had a, shot play or something. Can the screen if we get too high. You start getting this off shell, right? They start getting this 2-shell. You start thinking, okay, hey, we don't want to take the shot. Let's can it to the screen. I like that one. Like that one a lot. Which a lot of people are like, dude, it's a 4-yard gain. And it's like, I know, but don't you just love a little can screen adjustment? Can. This one is something else, man. We got this little toss boot. Use the motion to sell it. A little toss boot naked. Sometimes I think it's easy to forget how good of an athlete Caleb Williams is. Fake it. Get out there. Let's go. That's pretty dang good. It's a good decision too, right? Like you can tell it's obviously not just like a design quarterback run, but shoot, with it being that open, let's take it, huh? This one's tough. This one's tough because you sit there and you go, this is hard because we've got the slide to the right. We've got our back on a free release. You know, to me, what I'm guessing, I'm taking a stab at this thing, but it looks to me like you've got the 4 down. It looks like you've got we've got the 4 down and this backer. You'd love to see, like, how are we going to possibly... There's just no way to account for it. And, like, listen, this lineman tries to squeeze the inside guy. I mean, I don't think that's in his... I'm going to be honest. I think they're probably hot off of him to some degree. And I'm guessing what we really need is this wide departure, and then he's supposed to break off it. Caleb's looking for the break off, doesn't get it. It's a throwaway. Concept front side works. We've got a guy open, but like realistically, there's no shot. Anything about this takes you to 14 right now. Really, 4's breaking off hot, like we're talking about. Ball's getting, take it to him. And you're thinking, hey, we got a one-on-one situation at the 6-yard line. That's probably best case scenario. This is one of those where, I guess I shouldn't say best case scenario. Best case scenario is Caleb redirects the protection, right? If they're trying to slide to the right, hey, we're going to slide this thing left. We're going to account for 54, our left on offense. If you guys were wondering, you're like, Tim, that's on the right. Yeah, our left. Slide this thing left, account for 54, be able to hang in there on the whole concept. But in terms of getting the ball away, that's what's going to happen. Oh, this to me is one of those where just it feels like a new concept type force thing, like just not enough reps at it. We've got this guy. Like, I get what Caleb's seeing a little bit, which is I've got outside leverage here. Can we roll this thing in and can I beat him with the throw? But this guy's getting out of there so darn much. And I just think this is one of those, man, you take it to your back and see what he can do with it from there. Like, listen, he's coned in, but let's see what he can do with it. I want to say it feels like that ball dang near got to Rome, though. No. I'm seeing stuff. That was a force. That just feels like something maybe he's not comfortable with yet. There's a world for me in which I just feel like we got to get it to 4. Get it to 4 right there. See if he can finish it. And then if he can't, he can't, right? Hey, we're kicking the field goal anyways. This is just like stealing. I think at this point the 2s are in for Kansas City, I want to say. If not, Kansas City's got issues because this is just the dumbest bluff in the history of bluffing. Making it look like pressure, and it's like you probably don't want to be in the B gap when they snap the ball if they're going to throw sail. It's just you got the go outside, you got the sail corner in the slot. This is easy as it gets. This is routes on air. One skip, ball on him. Which, again, like we talked about last week, if it is the 2s out there for Kansas City, I'm not going to lie, I don't know, and I'm not going to pull up the depth chart. But that's what it should look like, right? It should look like routes on air if it's 1s versus 2s. And that's what it does. So, to me, it's like, if people say, oh, hey, it's the 2s, well, okay, that's what it should look like. This, we've got ourselves a little shot play against cover 1. I love it. Standing in there. Look at this dude standing in there, getting this thing out there. I hate that he's standing in there in the preseason, but then there's a huge piece of me that absolutely adores it. Gets the ball up. We've got to catch that football. DB's head is turned. Quarterback gives us a shot at it. Those are the ones that we get paid to make. Okay, our quarterback gets paid to stand in there and give us a shot at it. We get paid to make the tough ones. If all it was the easy ones, anyone at Turkey Bowl would be in the NFL, right? But we get paid to make the hard ones. That's one we've got to have. This is another easy money corner route. Yeah, that's something. Finish. Finish. It's a great throw. I'd love to see that thing get finished, though, huh? Protection. Holding up. Oh, look at that stiff arm. Just, oh. Little sit touchdown. Sticky. Tight outside turn. Sticky Y arrow. Day one install. Beat him with the football. Man, that's good. And again, right? Hey, is it against the twos? Yeah, no doubt. But to me, it's like one of those where if it's against the twos, you still got to execute it. Still got to beat him with the ball. It's exactly what we do. It's what you want. So, all in all, what do I think people missed? To me, I don't think it was as horrible as I think a lot of people are making it out to. Were there things that you go, oh man, like the highway dog, right? Or the highway dig? Yeah, that one to me is a little bit concerning. Or, you know, the breakdown of protection, communication. We're sliding one way, we got the blitz coming from another. Our back doesn't break off. There's those little things that just have to get cleaned up for week one. This is a big adjustment for the offense. And I think we've got to say, let's be a little patient. Let's see how this thing shakes out. Let's clean up some of these communication situations. But I'm still optimistic. I think after last week, seeing how things started clicking to a degree this week, I'm optimistic still. I know that right now that the hot take would be to be like, oh, worried. I'm not. Let's see how it plays out week one. Let's live through a little bit of communication errors. Let's live through a little bit of growth, and then let's see where we end up. So you guys comment. You let me know what you thought. And until next time, peace.